fourth graders. So one thing I found that's really been helping me with staying inside so much is open your windows. Just letting in that little bit of sunlight is making being inside so much better. I could not recommend it more. I hope you're all doing okay. I'm still home practicing social distancing. Getting a little bored, if I'm being honest, but sticking with a positive attitude, reading books, doing some art. I'll show you some art I was doing. All right. So I was doing some watercolors last night. I was thinking of you, Josephine, and your dad. And you, Soren. I was thinking of you because you're always doodling, doing art. Look at that. So if you have any ideas of what vegetable I should do next, let me know. I discovered these watercolor pencils when I was organizing my house, so at least one great thing has come out of this. I also saw that in Italy and Japan and other parts of the world that have already really gotten kind of that height of this virus, really great things are happening for the climate. In Italy, the water in the canals is like crystal clear again, and there's dolphins swimming in it. In Japan, there's deer that are just roaming the streets so freely, and there's herds of them. There's so many. And then if you saw a satellite view of those areas, you could see that the air pollution has greatly diminished in just these last few weeks. So while it might not be super fun to be inside, think of all the great things that are happening for the climate, because we're not riding our cars to so many places. We're not taking planes across the country. We're not needing our factories as much because we're all in. We're not buying things all the time. So our climate is kind of healing a little bit while we're all healing inside and letting those who need to physically heal from this virus go do that. So good things are happening, even though it might not feel like it. Oh, I'm out of breath from just going to get the paintings. Whew. All right, let's see, what chapter were we on? Ooh, chapter 6, cool. I spent a lot of time that summer at the Herman W. Block Memorial Library. The Herman W. Memorial Library sounds like it would be a big fancy place, but it's not. It's just a little old house full of books, and Miss Franny Block is in charge of all of them. She is very small, very old, a woman with short gray hair, and she was the first friend I made in Naomi. It all started with Winn-Dixie not liking it when I went to the library, because he couldn't go inside too. So I showed him how he could stand up on his hind legs and look in the window and see me in there, selecting my books, and that he was okay, as long as he could see me. That worked. But the thing was, the first time Miss Franny Block saw Winn-Dixie standing up on his hind legs, looking in the window, she didn't think he was a dog. She thought he was a bear. This is what happened. I was picking out my books and kind of humming to myself, and all of a sudden, there was a loud and scary scream. I went running up to the front of the library, and there was Miss Franny Block sitting on the floor behind her desk. "Miss Franny, are you all right?" "A bear," she said. "A bear?" I asked. "He's come back," she said. "He has?" I asked. "Where is he?" "Out there," she said, and raised a finger while pointing at Winn-Dixie standing up on his hind legs, looking in the window for me. "Miss Franny Block," I said, "that's not a bear. That's my dog. That's my dog. It's Winn-Dixie." "Are you positive?" she asked. "Yes, ma'am," I told her. "I'm positive. He's my dog. I would know him anywhere." Miss Franny sat there trembling and shaking. "Come on," I said. "Let me help you up. It's okay." I stuck up my hand and Miss Franny took hold of it, and I pulled her up off the floor. She didn't weigh hardly anything at all. Once she was standing on her feet, she started acting all embarrassed, saying how I must think she was so silly for such an old lady, mistaking a dog for a bear, but that she had a bad experience with a bear coming into the Herman W. Block Memorial Library a very long time ago, and she never did quite get over it. "When did that happen?" I asked her. Well, said Miss Franny, it is a very long story. That's okay, I told her. I'm like my mama in that I like to be told stories. But before you start telling it, can Winn-Dixie come in and listen too? He gets lonely without me. Well, I don't know, said Miss Franny. Dogs are not allowed in the Herman W. Block Memorial Library. He'll be good, I told her. He's a dog who goes to church. And before she could say yes or no, I went outside and got Winn-Dixie. And he came in to lay down with me with a hoof and a sigh, right at Miss Franny's feet. She looked down at him and said, he most certainly is a large dog. Yes, ma'am, I told her. He has a large heart, too. Well, Miss Franny said. She bent over and gave Winn-Dixie a pat on the head. And Winn-Dixie wagged his tail back and forth and snuffed his nose in her little old lady feet. Let me get a chair and sit down so I can tell you this story properly. All right, that was a quick chapter today. See you guys soon.